in the original series, it was actually one of the highlights too. She slaps him on the face. आपने तो खोपड़ी फोड़ दी उसकी. Why?
Oh God! Oh God!
नहीं, उसकी माँ ने ना उसको थप्पड़ मारना सिखाया नहीं था. मेरी माँ ने मेरे को बचपन से सिखाया था. कहीं पे कोई उल्टी सीधी चीज हो जाए ना तो थप्पड़ मारने आना चाहिए.
When I watched that trailer, मुझे यहाँ दर्द हुआ. It was a very powerful scene, and that's what builds up the trailer actually. It's a very key scene. Suparn, tell me one thing. The time is right for a good legal drama, good police procedural, good crime drama, where directors and producers actually tell us how it happens.
When you're writing the show itself, right? One of the first thing was this, that our cases have to be different. Because those cases in the original were typical of that, they're reflecting what is happening in society at that time in America. Also, our legal system is different.
Which was in 2009, by the way, yeah.
And also, we don't have a jury system. So we brought in completely fresh cases, stuff that we wanted to talk about, discuss, because a lot of things that happen
Relevant with India today.
With India today.
And a lot of things that happen in her profession also reflect with her personal life, and she makes different choices in both. So we brought in Khimani and Associates. Priyanka Khimani is a friend of mine to kind of guide us through the entire legal process. We went to the High Court and the Sessions Court. So did the writers team. We spent a lot of time there. And incidentally, for me, I was producing Banda at that time, which released Hali mein. And we in fact rehearsed scenes of Banda on our sets while we were shooting our courtroom scenes. So the thing is this, that you know, if you, especially on streaming platforms, on OTT, you cannot monkey around too much with the world, because you're anyway creating universes. Right? You're showing a new universe.
When I look at this character, it's like wow for an actor. You play a wife, you play a mother, and then you play a cutthroat lawyer. That's a beautiful balance of yin and yang to put out there on screen. So when you were offered this role and you said yes to it, how were the next 3 months like? I just want to know, how did you prepare for a lawyer? I don't think you've played a lawyer.
No, I haven't played a lawyer, but honestly,
and this is not the zamana of Tariq. People also moved on from that.
So I think in the writing itself, when I heard the script itself, in the writing itself, pretty much a lot of it was taken care of. Okay. So most of it was written in there, and the series is more about, you know, more about them personally than about, you know, standing around in courtrooms. And of course there is all of that as well. That is, I would say that is the backdrop more than the real drama is the family and how she handles things and how she handles the people around her in a work setting as well as a personal setting. Like you said, I have to put it out there though, that you know, doing a high-powered job, being a mom, being a wife, taking care of the house is something that I feel 100% of the women do all the time.
All the time, that's true.
Yeah, we do all of that all the time and expect ourselves to be 100% everywhere all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, and so no, it wasn't that much of a stretch of imagination for me to do the character.
Yeah,
I think it always works better when you're on set, and I really feel that it matters who is in front of you. I really feel that matters, and Jisshu was
a good-looking man who's just saying,
and a good-looking actor to top it all off, that he's good actor also.
Good actor. Oh yes, he's
what a
very
combination.
Good. What a combination.
Now, coming that from Kajol, I'm blushing.
Of course, sure, it is. It is.
We can chop you up and make tomato soup.
Did I ask you? She's talking about me. So Kajol is talking
Don't
about
say
me.
that.
Thappad aayega?
Don't talk about chopping him. You've had a hide and seek relationship with the Hindi cinema. I've been watching you since Antim, The Last Year, Manikarnika, Piku, and so many. Right. And even when I didn't know about your work, I always thought, wow, chala gaya, oh,
handsome hunk.
Yeah, it's a beautiful face to look at. I'm glad that you are doing more work here. What's your relationship with Hindi cinema or content like?
My first film was with Shyam Benegal in 2001 or 2 probably. It was Netaji, the Forgotten Hero. And I played Shishir Bose out there, which was way back, you know, 22 years now. So that was my first outing, I would say. And that also
came out of the closet.
Did he have to?
And that too, for one person who's not alive, and he's like my big brother. He was like my big brother. Samir Chanda, he
Right.
was a production
Great
designer.
production
Right,
designer.
right.
And he used to love me. He said it in Bengali. I should say in Bengali only. He said that. So I was working in television and films, not films much, mostly in television in 2001 too. So he said, "Tor koto taka khorcha lage ek bari chalate? Mane how much money do you need to run your
Run your
family?"
house.
So I said around that time 60,000-70,000 a month. I said, "Ami toke oi takata debo. I will pay you
I'll
that
pay you
money.
that much."
You come to Bombay and you stay with me and you work here." So that was the first
Wow.
time he told me. Actually, he really pushed me that time. And then he has offered me few films, which one of the films which I missed out was with Mani Ratnam sir's film.
Which one?
I should be saying
You
the
shouldn't
name,
be.
but it was a big film, and I was offered a pretty big, decent role in that
Dil se,
film.
dil se.
Now I'm here, so I'm working mostly here. So I've got this trial releasing. I have got 3 more projects in Hindi which are releasing in next few months.
You've just had Rana Naidu released. You were associated as a writer and a director with Family Man also. All of these projects have got a lot of physicality. Now in this, there is hardly any physicality of the action, but there is a lot of simmering of emotion. Thappad. The most violent thing was Thappad. So how do you, in this, the conflict is more internal, it is more subtle, it is more, has to be expressed through dialogues and silences.
So I'll give you an example of Family Man and Rana Naidu before coming to the trial. Action was maybe 5% of both the shows or 10% of both the shows. 5% actually. It was a lot of emotional violence between the father and son in Rana Naidu.
Yeah.
It was a lot of emotional journey of Raji's character in Family Man, or the husband-wife dynamic in the Family Man as well, with Manoj and Priyamani. You know, here again, for me, there's a lot of violence in emotions that comes out in things unsaid and said and expressed. A lot of things we tend at times just to do. Just there's a shot where Kajol closes the door on his face. She doesn't bang it. She just gives him a pillow and a bed sheet to sleep outside. Gestures, small things. There's so much more action in our reactions to what happens to us that I find that fascinating. I enjoy relationships, the drama of it much more, because that's unpredictable. You don't know who's going to say what, do what, react how, and that is what we try to bring into the writing as well, which is unpredictability.
There was this movie called Arth. When Shabana asks her husband, who they were in the similar situation, she says, अगर यही काम मैंने किया होता, तो तुम मुझे माफ करते? अगर एक ऐसी सीरीज आए जिसमें औरत ने sin किया हो, गुनाह किया हो, are we ready for a show where the husband plays her attorney?
I think we
nuance, isn't
definitely
it?
are.
We are?
We definitely are. No two ways about it. I would love to watch that. As a woman, I'd love to watch that. But more than that, I think that I think what's interesting in today's, I think it's what's interesting in the trial, in this particular show, is that all the characters, including Nayanika, who is supposedly the right character, and Jisshu is supposedly the wrong character, or the dark character, whatever. All of the characters are great. And you see all of them doing things that somewhere down the line, like actually I think Jisshu is very well cast, because when you meet him, he has this lovely, like, you know, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And even on screen, he has this like, I'm a nice guy vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you like him. He's
Yeah.
a nice guy. You'd love to sit down and have a drink with him or
Yeah.
chat with him or whatever. And, you know, when he does something which is maybe morally a little ambiguous, and you're looking at him and you're like, but I like him. He did something wrong.
Yeah, right.
But I like him.
Yeah.
And that's the interesting part about this show. So I definitely feel that we as an audience are ready to see,
Yeah.
I think, maybe human reactions rather than black
Black or white. Yeah. But
So-
lastly, Jisshu, the beautiful man on the panel.
So we signed him for his good looks, basically.
Talent matters sabke paas hai.
Tell me, for a person who has a very massy fan following, what's the art of portraying a really nasty character and still do it in a way that you don't lose
hate
your
him.
don't lose your esteem, don't lose your image?
Look,
Or do you even think about it?
I don't actually. I've never thought of it. And I have done a lot of negative roles in my life, loads of. And
Okay.
I've been doing negative roles, I think, from 2013 or 14. My life of an actor, the actor I am, changed in 2008 when I started working with Suparn Verma. Because he taught me it is not about good or bad, or while I was growing up, there was like a hero, heroine. Right now,
yeah.
we have characters. You know, working with him in back-to-back 5-6 films, I realized it is not important to be a hero, it is very important to be an actor. And I would love to be called, in Bengal, I would say, I would love to be called an actor who is a hero. I don't want to be called as a hero who is an actor. Trust me, I say it from my heart. So those are the roles which I look for, and I do it. It doesn't matter to me, ye chota ya bada hai. It is something, it has to be impactful.
Right. So the Supreme Court had ruled in 2018 that adultery is no longer a criminal offence. And Delhi High Court had said habitually doubting husband of having an affair is basis of divorce.
We are
For
very
the husband or for the wife? You should have
Anybody.
checked that out first.
also.
If
in
the
fact,
husband says you're constantly doubting my integrity, he can actually ask for a
In
divorce.
fact-
Oh, the husband can say this?
Yes.
In
I
fact,
mean, that's what I'm
recently,
saying.
the new judgment has been passed. You, even if one partner wants a divorce,
Yeah.
you
He
can get
can
a
now.
divorce.
Yeah, it can. It
And-
cannot be contested
Yeah,
earlier.
in fact, I was reading another report recently. It was quite funny that this man married a girl, and there's an age gap between them. And then after 25 years of marriage, she wanted a divorce. And then it turns out she would get not a single penny in alimony because he had taken her to Dominican Republic on a vacation. And in Dominican Republic, a man can just, or a woman can just divorce a person. And she discovered he divorced her 20 years ago. And
Oh,
they've been living
really?
together. So,
My God.
yeah, they didn't sign a prenup. So yeah.
ये केस पक्का 20 साल चला होगा.